Hey y'all, so I wanted to share with you about a recipe I'm cooking that my family loves, that we are doubling, so that way we can share with another family this evening and drop it off to their house. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my washed red potatoes and I'm slicing, dicing, and all of that and putting them in here to boil. And then I will show you in a little bit how I turn these red potatoes into wonderful garlic mash. Okay, so I have brought over my 5 pounds of cut potatoes that have been washed and cut, and they are sitting in water just enough to cover them. It was probably not quite half full of water. And then I just kept adding the potatoes and it was enough to cover them. So that's where we are with this. I homeschool, so don't mind my kiddos in the background, and we're collecting lids to turn into benches. So that's why I have washed lids there. I am going to turn this on a very low temp because I'm going to do low and slow because it's so full. And I'm going to I'm starting it very early in the day. So we're just going to let it sit. A couple of tips and tricks. I actually have kosher salt in here, but I put in about half a teaspoon. It was a good hefty pinch of salt in here. And I've also added cubes of butter, probably 2 tablespoons worth of butter. It might be closer to 3, I guess, looking at it. Those aren't equal tablespoons, but anyway, so 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. Those are going to help the potatoes with flavor, but it's also going to help with the water boiling and not boiling over the pot because it's so full. Another trick would be to put a wooden spoon over. I don't have a spoon handy, but I do have this wooden stick, so I can do this. Or what I might do as well is just take out the lid to the pot and put it on there like that. It just helps ensure that on my electric stovetop that I don't boil over, and it gives me plenty of notice with steam so I can come over and take care of it. So I'm going to let these boil low and slow, like I say, and now I'm going to go prep my chicken. Okay, y'all, now I'm going to cut my chicken, and I don't necessarily recommend this, but this is just what I'm going to do, but you decide how to do it for yourself. I already washed or rinsed off my chicken breast, so now I'm going to take my knife this direction, just applying gentle pressure, trying to keep my blade straight and even. Gentle pressure with my hand on top, so that way it goes where it's supposed to go. Try not to block what you guys can see here. Okay. And now I have 2, you're fine, Odessa, thank you. And then I'm going to cut off and trim off the things that I don't want on there. Make sure of all that. And I have, don't worry, not all of that's going to waste, but okay, so I'm going to trim up the rest of these. I've got 8 breasts to do in total, and then I will show you how I assemble the casserole dish for poppy seed chicken. Okay guys, so I'm going to set up the casserole dish before we put the chicken into it. I am taking 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. You can use whatever brand you like. My husband did the shopping for me, so this is what he brought. I'm just going to take all this. You can use cream of mushroom. If you're not into cream of mushroom and you'd rather have cream of celery, you can have cream of celery. And of course, there's even cream of chicken, but I feel like it can be a little bland if you'd use just cream of chicken. So I use celery or mushroom. And I'm using a fork because that's, sorry if you can't hear me, I'm using a fork. So that way, that's what I can stir with. And I'm sorry if my clinking in the can was affecting the audio. There we go. Now, there's still a little bit left in there, but I'm not worried about it because I'm gonna reach over here. I should have put this on the other side. Grab my milk, lift it over my daughter who's recording for me. Thank you, Odessa. Okay, just hold still, sweetie. You're doing great. Now, the recipe called for a whole can, but I'm gonna do about 3/4 of a can because I've noticed that mine can get kind of runny and I don't really want my broth, dressing, gravy stuff to be runny. So we're gonna change it up just a little bit and I'm gonna put just a little less milk in there. And I'm gonna so that is now ready for our chicken. And I will show you how we place that in next. I'm so glad that the camera has a flash because my kitchen is really dark over here. I have gotten my cast iron skillet hot. It's warm. It's on a low setting. In fact, I'm going to turn it down just a little. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of our own lard, our own grease. I just didn't get a spoon. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I rendered this myself, cleaning up grease. Okay, and I'm just gonna let that melt and do its thing for just a second. And this is something new, you guys. When I have done poppy seed chicken in the past, just hold really still, sweetie. When I have done poppy seed chicken in the past, I haven't done this step, okay? But I am gonna do this step this time because I like to make things my own. I like to be creative. And I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but I'm really excited about it because I think it'll be good. Just knowing what I know and learning what I learn. So while that's doing that, I'm gonna come over now with my chicken here on my cutting board and a pair of tongs just to be extra safe. And I am going to put in my chicken breast. We'll just do 3 at a time. See how that goes. And what I'm gonna do now is, Mommy's recording, okay? Try to be quiet just a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some onion powder, just a little bit of that, some garlic powder. Ooh, it's a good thing it's powder and not salt, right? Okay, good and flavorful. Then I'm gonna take some black pepper. You can do ground black pepper. We do like this crank a little bit. Okay, like that. You can add other seasonings if you really want to. Now I'm gonna give it a quick flip because really, guys, I'm just putting a sear on it. I'm not trying to cook it completely. That's what it's gonna do with the gravy soup mixture that we did in the casserole dish. This is just to sear in some delicious flavor that will hopefully make the poppy seed chicken just pop for you this time around. So obviously, like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this, so I will let you know how it works out. If it doesn't taste any better or if it does something weird to it, obviously I will be honest and tell you that. But I'm very excited to see how it goes over, and it smells wonderful. So I'm so excited to add this step to the routine. I think it will absolutely be worth it. Stay tuned and we will put the casserole. All right, guys, so I'm pulling these off and I've got my soup gravy mixture over here ready to go, so that way I can take my chicken straight from the frying pan to what will be the fire in the oven, right? So I'm gonna take my chicken carefully and just tuck it in. Tuck in the chicken.
You can be my helper.
Now, I'm putting this one this way because I'm gonna add 2 more pieces of chicken to this pan before it is ready to go in the oven. So let me go ahead and get the next chicken ready and we'll be right back. Okay, so I just put the chicken in the oven at 350, and normally we would put that in for about 45 minutes actually, but because I seared the chicken before I'm putting it in, I'm gonna go for just 30 minutes and then we're gonna see how they look. And keep in mind that before you pull it out, about 15 minutes before you pull it out, we'll put the topping on. So we are gonna show you how to do the topping next and give the potatoes a 3rd stir. You didn't see me stir it the first 2 times, but I have been stirring it gently. And check on those, and then we'll update you on those, and also how to prep and prepare the asparagus. Whew! And okay, so I have drained our potatoes, and now I have added some more butter right there. 2 or 3 tablespoons again. I mean, I might add some more, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and then I'm gonna get the hand mixer out. And I'm gonna have my son help me, and he's gonna hand mix the potatoes. I leave them a little lumpy. I'll show you the consistency when we're done. But yeah, I leave them a little lumpy, and then I'm gonna add some seasonings as we go. I'll probably, let's see. It'll probably be very similar to the flavors that were going into the chicken, and also some of the similar flavors that I will be adding to the asparagus. We've got our onion powder, our garlic powder, and our black pepper, which I have in a grinder, like I said. It's kind of fun. Okay, and then I'm gonna add one more thing here.
It looks yummy.
We love garlic in our family, so I'm gonna add a nice heaping scoop of garlic. Now I'm gonna get the hand mixer out and we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Machine going, but while he's mixing, I'm gonna add a little bit of something else. I know some people add milk, some people just add more butter, whatever the case may be. These are looking like they're gonna be really creamy and really good, but I'm just gonna add just ever so little bit of heavy whipping cream, just a little bit. Probably wasn't even a whole tablespoon. So just gonna let that blend up in there while he's mixing. And yeah, we're gonna leave it a little clumpy. We'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. All right, y'all. Now that the potatoes are this beautiful consistency, we are gonna scoop them into our tray that we're gonna take to the gaskels. Just look at how beautiful that consistency is. There's just a little bit of clumps and texture to it to make chewing fun. There's this beautiful smoothness to it. It looks really good. My son did a great job. Drop a comment and tell me how old the mini chefs are in your family, right? Kids love to help in the kitchen. At least here they do. All right, so I'm gonna finish getting this all put in here, and then I'm going to cover it up. Actually, Odessa, if you want to take a step to your left, Gunnar can get the aluminum foil out from underneath the sink. And then I'm going to cover it with a foil to help keep the heat in. And then I'm going to cover it with the lid after that, so it's ready for transport. Stay tuned. So I melted 1 stick of butter, and I crushed up 1 pack of Ritz crackers. You could do any variety you want. And then I'm going to take poppy seeds and just add as many as you want for taste. Just whatever you prefer. And then we're going to walk over here, and I pulled out the chicken, and I'm just going to put this on top really nicely. Try not to get it too down in the soupy mixture. That's why it's good that there's so many chickens packed in here, because not as many will fall down into the liquid, hopefully. I'm just gonna go until they're all covered, and then I'm gonna put it back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes, or until the Ritz crackers are a beautiful golden color. And back in for 15 minutes, maybe. Okay, so I did not film any of the cheesecake in action. So if you would like to know how I make my cheesecakes, and let me tell you, my husband says they're famous. I've had people order them from me and then tell me that I don't charge enough. So my cheesecake, I've nailed the recipe, I think. So this one we're making do with a weird pan, so just bear with me, y'all. Okay, my kids helped me do most of this one. So this is our cheesecake. It's just a basic cheesecake. I was going to try this really cool recipe that I found, and I just didn't have enough time to do it from scratch. So for the family that we're giving dinner to and for ourselves, I used cinnamon graham crackers for the crust, and I add a little extra cinnamon as well. And then I'm going to open up this country apple pie filling and topping. Okay, and what I did was, on the other one I already finished, what I did was I opened this and I used my spoon to kind of mix and chop, so that way the apples weren't slices but were small, tiny, bite-sized bites. And you guessed it, guys, I added some more cinnamon to taste because I just love cinnamon. So yeah, I'm gonna add some pictures here to show you what the finished products look like. But that was our dessert. I just didn't get a chance to film it much because I'm actually supposed to be pulling out of the house now to go deliver food, and just waiting on my husband to get home from work to ride along with me. So it was crazy busy. Lots going on today. I should have vlogged the entire day. It was just one thing after another, y'all. Just one thing after another. But we're here. We're done. I got all the food made. This is the aftermath, guys. This is the aftermath. All kinds of dishes. I've been trying to wash and put stuff away as I go, but you know, it's just kind of this thing. So there is the garlic asparagus, the mashed potatoes, the red mashed potatoes, and the poppy seed chicken to go. And in the fridge is the cheesecake to go. And then in the oven is the asparagus and poppy seed chicken that stays for our household. So there's the poppy seed chicken when it's done. Just perfectly delicious. And it's not too dark, so if I want to heat it up by just warming up the oven, I can do that. Sorry about the clump of seasonings from the bottom of the skillet, but there's our asparagus, just tender enough to bend. ignore my messy oven. And then in a container in the microwave so it stays as warm as possible is our red mashed potatoes for at home. And I made chili yesterday, and that's what we had for leftovers for lunch. So thank you for watching the video, and if you have any other requests for videos to do in the future, just let me know. I would be happy to make more food videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Okay, so you made it to the end of my first recipe video. Please, if you made it to the end, give a like if you haven't already. Feel free to comment on any of the blue questions you saw throughout the video. Come up with questions of your own to ask me, and I'll be happy to try to answer those in the next video. Also, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on things that my family and I are gonna do. And we're just so excited to share some of our life's favorite things with you and learn about yours. I wanted to say I am so sorry that I did not film the asparagus being cooked. It was crazy yesterday, but I would be happy to do an asparagus video. I'd be happy to do a cheesecake video. Whatever you guys want to request, I'm excited to try. And I just want to say thanks. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. And like, subscribe, comment, be active, and follow me on other platforms. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Prayerfully Blessed Mama 317. And I can't wait to have y'all on this adventure of life with us. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.